All right. Welcome. Thank you everyone for joining the latest installment in the Audience IQ Education series. I'm Russ Conrad. I'm going to be your moderator, host, panel member, and the person in charge of making sure that everyone gets a good experience from today's webinar, and that we can learn as much as possible. We're very lucky today to have visitors on the panel from various industries, including e-commerce, insurance, and healthcare. And they're going to share with us, some of their learnings and insights into digital transformation, in particular in the face of what we've gone through over the last 2 years with the global pandemic, which has created sort of a new normal. And, so we'll have a great discussion around that. And, my hope as well is for all the attendees, you have the ability to ask question. So please feel free to do that. We're going to save a little bit of time at the very end for questionnaire. So with that said, let me kick into just giving a quick introduction to each of the participants. Again, myself, I'll just start with myself. So I'm Russ Conrad. I'm the founder of Audience IQ. Company's been around for about 6 years. We focus and specialize on digital marketing, digital transformation, using technologies to help companies improve the way that they communicate with their customers. So that's me. The second person I'd like to introduce is Kunwisut Hua Anant. He's the Chief Digital MarTech Officer at Bumrungrad Hospital. For people in Thailand joining this call, you'll certainly know Bumrungrad. It's the leading hospital in Thailand and Southeast Asia for that matter. They were one of the pioneers in medical tourism 2 decades ago. And since then now they're the pioneers, I would say, in digital transformation. And we have Kunwisut, who's here today to tell us a little bit about what they're doing, the exciting things they're doing in the healthcare space. So Kunwisut, just want to say hello to you, and maybe you can just say a quick hello.
Hi everyone. Nice to be here.
Awesome. Great. The next we have then is Kunvut Varakan. He's the Chief Executive Officer of DirectAsia Thailand. DirectAsia was one of the first companies in Thailand that really introduced direct car insurance to the market. And actually, let me just minimize this. Sorry. Okay. He introduced direct car insurance directly over the internet. They completed their 7th year anniversary. They sold over 300,000 policies in a direct-to-consumer model. So it's certainly disrupting the insurance space and the entire insurance space in general. So welcome, Kunvut, and thanks for being here.
Good to be here. สวัสดีครับ
Okay.
I hope to learn more from you guys and from the panel too, and happy to entertain all the question.
Excellent.
Open for comment too. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Good. And then last but not least, Alex. So Alex Lorenz, he's the Regional Sales Director for Asia Pacific for MessageBird. MessageBird is our co-sponsor today for this webinar. And Alex, comes to us with years of experience in helping companies transform how they communicate with brands across various chat platforms such as Line, WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, and much more. So Alex is going to present a little bit about the macro landscape and provide some insights and in case studies on e-commerce. Okay. So we're very happy to have all of you on. Unfortunately, Kushal Manupat, who's the director of Binance, he had a last-minute disruption, so he couldn't be here today. But what we're going to do in the post notes, because we're going to send this out to everyone, we're going to include a short video from Kushal. Binance, if anyone knows, Binance is one of the pioneers in helping the average person get involved in crypto. So they've created a cryptocurrency exchange where you can go buy and sell. So really, really pertinent today to disrupting every industry. He'll have some good post show notes that we'll put into the final video. So with that said, those are the members. Thank you guys so much for joining. And now what I'd like to do is, I'm going to turn it over to Alex. And Alex, I want you to just give us sort of a little high level introduction to where is the industry today, how has it evolved over the last 20 years? So I'll turn it over to you, Alex.
Thank you, Ras. Hello, Kunvisud. Great, excited to be here. Thank you, Ras, again for organizing this webinar with such great senior speakers and audience. It's fantastic to be here. I hope everyone and your families are keeping safe and well. So I'm Alex. I'm the Regional Sales Director for MessageBird in Asia Pacific. We are a leader in cloud communications. So what I'm going to do is just spend a few minutes, telling you a bit more about the interesting trends we see with our customers today to open up the conversation. So consumer purchasing behavior has evolved, and COVID has accelerated the way businesses approach omni-channel communications. And omni-channel is part of the business's digital transformation journey. We see that now more than ever. So the fact is, in MessageBird, we not only see the digital natives, the kind of Grabs and the Shopees, innovating with omnichannel strategies that combine email, voice, SMS, and chat. We now see traditional enterprises, such as what we are going to see today in healthcare, finance, logistics, that are actually catching up. So today's webinar is about that. And we're going to bring specific innovations around customer communications. So as you can see here in the slide, if we think about the dot-com years in the early 2000s, every business started a commerce platform and a website. This is how we consumers used to transact with any business, right? Now with the introduction of the iPhone in 2007, and other smartphones, we entered the era of the apps, a mobile way for customers to purchase and inquire about products and services to your business. But look at your phone today. I look at mine, and I have personally 6 pages full of apps. Sometimes I do actually use the search function to find an app. What I mean by that is that it's a crowded space. So this brings us to what we see as the next revolution today, which is conversational commerce and the need for businesses to be where their customers are, to allow basically their customers choose the way they prefer to communicate with your business, whether it's line, whether it's voice, whether it's email or WhatsApp, it doesn't matter. But also in a very much sophisticated way. It's hyper-personalized and it brings differentiation. So this is not just happening with WhatsApp and Line, for example. This is happening as well, as you can see in the slide, through other channels. For example, in the Philippines or in Australia, here in MessageBird, we see that Facebook Messenger is the way enterprises are communicating with customers, the most prolific app in your customers' mobile phones. So, or Instagram, for example, which is booming across markets globally. But also we see, for example, Google Business Messaging. Not sure if the audience has seen this, but here in this slide, we're showing, a search on black leather couch, and it immediately shows a chat function to actually start speaking with that business virtual agent. So this is happening, with businesses, and a great example is Aramex in the next slide. So I'd like to show you an example of this. This is Aramex Sydney. I invite the audience right now to go to your Google Maps and search for Aramex Sydney. You'll actually see the chat button, and you'll actually start this flow, which will allow you to track the parcel or find branch locations. So Aramex is one of the largest logistics companies spread out globally. So what Australia innovated with is for you to find a branch, or for you to actually be able to track your parcel, as you can see in the screen. So if we move to the next one, here's how, to the next slide, Russ. There you go. This is a great way that Aramex actually promoted their different channels. So they didn't just choose Google Business Messaging to allow customers to come to them. They actually chose WhatsApp, WeChat, Facebook Messenger, right? To allow customers choose their preferred channel. And they actually get an omni-channel experience, a personalized omni-channel experience. Yeah. So they promote this directly in the website, but also through other different channels. Yeah. The next slide actually summarizes well what we achieved with Aramex, again, in logistics. This was a use case that was on the support side of things. Aramex, given COVID, experienced an increase in customer support tickets. So we had to find an automated solution to deflect the largest number of tickets. And what they did is basically they implemented these channels through our platform. They automated responses, fully integrated with their legacy systems to make it a personalized experience. And they actually are creating and evolving automated flows for you to be able to reschedule packages, for example. So the result was basically a decrease in the cost of the contact center by deflecting calls into automated chat apps. Yeah. So I think my last slide is from Ruby Wolf. He quoted this. He's the CEO of Aramex in Australia and New Zealand. So he puts it this way: both of our customers and our team love it because it's faster and it's easier to respond to WhatsApp messages than it is to take calls or write email responses. I just love this quote. It's very personal, and I thought it was just a very simple way to put it. Yep. So that's pretty much it. I'll pass it back to you, Russ, and yeah, looking forward to hear from Koen Wood and Koen Wissel.
Good. So I think this is a great way to really lay the groundwork for the change in how customers can communicate with us. Okay. Obviously through chat apps, which have become so popular over the last 3-4 years. That's one way. And now we want to take a look at examples around healthcare and then insurance. So I'm gonna kick over to Koen Wood. To Koen Wissel, again, who's the Digital MarTech Officer at Bumrungrad International Hospital. And before I kick into it, I just want to sort of lay the framework around. Just make sure this has me. Okay, good, it's got me there. So just lay the framework really around, the fact that we're coming out of a global pandemic. I believe that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I hope the year 22 will be somewhat back to normal, but it's going to be a new normal, right? So all companies are going to have to really take stock of how has their customer changed? How is the way the customer engages with us, purchases from us, communicates to us? How has that changed? I think what we've seen over the last 10 years is, yes, there is an acceleration in people buying online or, using online platforms to purchase things. Over the last 20 months, I would say this is accelerated at a pace that's almost the same as the last 10 years. Okay. Every company now is trying to figure out how can they move online? How can they communicate, sell things through not just e-commerce, but also through chat and app and many, many other different ways, right? So it's really changed the expectations of the consumers. So the consumers today expect businesses to engage with them on their terms in the channels that they want. All right. So with that as the context, I want to just throw the first question out there to you, Kunwisu. I know that the healthcare industry, particularly in light of COVID over the last 20 months, has really been disrupted. You've had to deprioritize elective procedures and, prioritize whether it's COVID treatment or move to things like telehealth. So it's really, really changed Bumrungrad. So I would like you just to, take us through a few slides on how this has really changed your business.
Okay, let me start with the overall of the Bumrungrad first, huh?
Sure.
Before the COVID and after the COVID and current situation as well,นะครับ. Okay, for Bumrungrad,นะครับ, for 40 years, you can see,ครับ, before COVID, we have the 1 million patient per year,นะครับ, and our international patient is about half of that. It's 500,000 people per year,นะครับ, and from the 190 country. Okay, when COVID coming, it's affect the international for sure, right? But today I will share you what Bumrungrad did and what Bumrungrad do,นะครับ, to make it maintain,นะครับ. Before that,นะครับ, can you go back,ครับ? Sorry,ครับ. Okay, currently,นะครับ, we have 1,300 doctor,นะครับ, we have 1,000 nurse and 100 pharmacists and 100 physical therapists and nutritionists,นะครับ, currently,นะครับ, that we have,นะครับ. Okay, the next one,ครับ. And if you ask about the customer, you can see that we have Thai about 50%, international 38%, and expat is about 12% from the 190 country,นะครับ, in the world,นะครับ, before COVID,นะครับ. Okay, next slide,ครับ. After the new normal coming, right? And right now I call now normal, for this year. You can see,ครับ, international is reduced for sure. Every industry no more for international people,นะครับ. That's why we have to refocus to have the acquisition, the expat and the Thai people instead of the international. And you can see the number 1 million is reduced to 735 people, and 500 international people is reduced half of that. And the number of the country also reduced. But the thing that I would like to tell you, we use the strategy of the direct to consumer approach, and we transform the digital. That's why currently until now for 2 years, we never have layoff and we never have the reduced salary of the employee at all. Currently.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, good. So thank you very much for that. And we'll come back to you with what are your plans for the future. But I think that's a good kind of understanding of how COVID has affected your industry, right? It's really changed things. And your strategy going forward will be very, very interesting. So we'll get that in the second question. Okay, so Kunvut, let's turn it over to you. So again, DirectAsia, let us try to understand just a little bit about your business, and then also like how has COVID disrupted your business, over the last 20 months, and just give a little bit of insight, and then we can understand in the second question, how you're adapting your strategy to meet those needs. But yeah, let's start with a little introduction.
Yeah. So I think we always start of being like direct to consumer. Yeah. So where we start was that we want to buy insurance, but then we have to go through like agent and broker, one way or another. So we actually set up the company. Yeah. The goal was to allow everyone to actually get access directly, to insurance without going through intermediary. Yeah. And by doing that, it allows the customer to actually enjoy direct. That simply means there's no commission, so they can enjoy, first of all, good price, faster service. Yeah. And we actually a part of Hiscox in the UK. Yeah, Hiscox has been filed for like 120 years. In Thailand, we are 7 years old, so we are relatively young. Yeah. If you compare us to the dog, that is quite old dog. Yeah. But if you compare us to the human, we are quite young. We still learn something. The thing about product, about insurance is that it's related with high trust. So whoever that attended seminar, yeah, and promoting like high trust kind of product, you have to understand that and only the customer only buy once a year. Yeah. You need to be in a position to articulate that they understand and they trust your product. Yeah. So we are going digital for 7 years. Yeah. With the COVID, or the traditional insurance company coming online. Yeah. So now we are kind of adapt the approach of we are going offline and mainstream. You know, on the bottom of the page that you see now is the TVC that was just aired, I think last week. Yeah. So that is actually who we are. Yeah. So we are actually building the company on the 3 different pillars. One is that it's easy to browse, easy to find the product. Yeah. Easy to buy and also easy to use. When it comes to use insurance, that simply means you have accident and you want to claim. Yeah. So I think I can touch more on that, you know, but then the way we build the business is similar to what Kun Wisud actually mentioned. You know, we are not lay off people. We are not reducing the salary. We are still promote them to actually think, you know, act and say something that they feel that they believe in. Yeah. So when people join DirectAsia, they're not joining another office, another company, but they are, I would say that I compare them to a musician. They have the stage, they have their own show. Yeah. So even it's stupid idea, yeah, that's never a stupid idea. Yeah, you can try, you know, you can learn and you can rerun. Yeah. So that's who we are, and the bold, bright, and direct allow everyone to actually talk what they think, you know, and act on what they believe in. Yeah. So that is our core value. So with the strong foundation of people, the rest is easy. Yeah. So COVID is actually impact everyone. It's not only motor insurance. Yeah. But you see from the graph, yeah, that it was a sharp drop. Yeah. And that's where, you know, everyone actually also moving online. But then with that pandemic, we kind of adjust the plan a little bit, you know, so that we can capture a Thai audience. Yeah. I think pretty much in a nutshell, that's who we are. Yeah. I think Kun Ras, thank you for helping me, you know, switch around the promo. Yeah. But before you move on, one simple fact is that it's not only that we want to promote a product, but then we know that our audience and relative got impact. So we did a lot of CSR and PR. Yeah. So technically, whoever refer friend to buy our product, yeah, they get 2,000 baht, you know, as a referral fee. Yeah. So that is allow some of those who got impacted from COVID to actually work from home, you know, refer friends to actually buy a motor car product. Yeah. Because there's like 15 million car in Thailand. Yeah. I'm talking about passenger car. So technically, a lot of people can refer their friend and family to buy the product. I think that's how we cope with it for the COVID, like wave 1 or wave 1.5. Yeah.
Great, great. Okay, good. Well, it's great to see that, you know, the demand is starting to come back for traffic, or traffic starting to come back in Thailand. As you can see here, this is when COVID was really strong. It's starting to come back. So this means more cars are getting back on the road, which means, you know, there's going to be a strong demand for insurance, obviously. And we'll love to see in the second part how you guys are prepared for that. So thanks for that introduction. Okay, Kushal, I see that you're on.
Hey, Ras.
So welcome. We have Kushal here. I'm just gonna pin your video so you can everyone can see you. But so glad you can make it. And you know, as the, you know, key representative from Binance, I think a lot of the people on the call, a lot of people in the world are very interested to understand, you know, how is this, you know, how is Binance really facilitating the advancement of crypto? You know, I'm sure the last 20 months have been kind of crazy for you guys. But maybe just for this part, just give us a little bit of an understanding, around what you do and how are you seeing consumer behavior changing, over the last 20 months, and how does crypto fit into that change? Yeah, so it's really at the macro level. That's kind of what I want to try to understand.
Okay, cool. So just to mention, I think the screenshot was taken like few days ago or something, so the prices might not be accurate here. So yeah, so I'm leading the growth marketing and lifecycle marketing here at Binance globally. And as Russ had introduced about Binance, so what we are doing, what's our mission, basically enabling crypto to, I think, everybody in the world. And we see that only maybe less than like 5% of the population is somewhat aware of like what crypto is. And I think Binance is leading the charge here by making sure it is more accessible to people, more easily available, different types of tokens, coins, in terms of availability and all that. Last 20 months, I think, don't know why, maybe COVID, people are bored. I think people started looking into different investment vehicles, and I think one of them definitely was equities and crypto. So we definitely saw a major influx of users, and that has also helped build that confidence in the industry itself. And the price of Bitcoin BTC is definitely a reflection of like what has happened in last 20 months. What it means for us from the platform point of view, and especially for me and my team who actually handles all this traffic and managing communication, like onboarding, engagement and all that, definitely great challenge, and it means two things, right? Like one is from capability point of view, we are able to understand what it takes to take such a surge of users on the platform and make sure the entire user journey, starting from their onboarding to making sure they're engaged on the platform. So the team should be able to understand like what do we do, especially at this scale and at this rate of change. So it becomes the challenge to the capability of the team. And fortunately, they're like wonderful people here at Binance. So I think that challenge was not a big issue for us. Another is from the platform and technology capabilities, right? So yes, of course, there are smart people who can handle it, but there should be technology and platform should also handle that user base and all that. And again, we were fortunate that the team was preparing for these things, and most of us, most of our, unlike like my previous experiences where we had like SaaS platforms and ready-made platforms available to handle it, but again that here we have homegrown in-house platforms, which are the way they have handled the platforms have handled the pace, the scale, and the growth. I think it's super commendable the way it is built. So the reason I'm telling is that I think one is foreseeing, okay, how we need to prepare for any kind of and every kind of situation, and also making sure the technology is available. So it can be your messaging tools, it can be your databases, and it can be anything. So I think being prepared in terms of the resources and in terms of the technology platforms, I think that has helped us, at least from my point of view, from the growth marketing and lifecycle point of view. I think that has helped a lot and significantly for us to be prepared for whatever comes our way, and hoping that we will be able to be ready for the next 95% of the global population, which will eventually, I think, adopt crypto. So hopefully we will be prepared for building better resources and platform for that.
Great. Thanks, Vishal. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was the first part of the discussion, really around how COVID has affected the business. So, I think we have a better understanding of where we're at now in the new normal. So going forward, it's really now then, what are some of the key pillars that makes up your digital transformation strategy? Okay, so I'm going to start again with you, Kumisut, as you put together just a really great framework. And I think this is a framework that anyone can really apply, because what you have to do in this framework is you have to think about the customer, okay? You need to think about all of the touch points that the customer may have with either the purchases of your services, the use of your services, the after sales, et cetera, et cetera. So it's the customer journey is the core thing to understand, and that'll drive then your digital transformation. So why don't you take us through how you guys are looking at things in the new normal?
Okay, you hear me, right, Raj?
Yes.
Okay, okay, for the COVID situation, no one want to see each other, and no one want to come to hospital. That's why we have to rethinking all the customer journey, the patient journey, that is changed to the new normal, right? And you can see this one I try to example what we did change for the transformation 8 things in the Bumrungrad. First of all, we build a new team that unique. We build it's called MarTech team. It's marketing with technology. I combine the people who have 4 skills together to build a new team that can do IT part, marketing part, creative part, and also statistic part together in the same team. After that, we focus on the patient journey, right? And we do the new normal of booking appointment, the finding doctor, sending an inquiry, going to hospital, using e-voucher as hospital, and seeing a doctor, and visiting the patient and recording the vaccine and reminder. Let me go detail one by one to understand more. Yeah. Okay, when people don't want to come to hospital, right? We have to think about, we should make it convenient experience, better experience for them to use the digital, right? At first, we build a appointment via the app, and we thinking about, hey, if they don't want to come to hospital, can we do at-home service? What the kind of the service that we can do at home? We bring the hospital to home to do it for the patient, if they want. That's why we have the new service. It's called at-home service. The next one, when we find a doctor, many people know that our doctor in Bumrungrad is very, how to say, it's like a top doctor in the world. In many diseases, we have the top ranking in the world. And we also have almost all of our doctor, 1,300, is almost certified from the American board. Like that, we try to find a way to recommend doctor based on the symptom, based on the condition, and what kind of the problem that you have. You just click on that one and we recommend doctor for you. Next one. Okay, this one is the highlight. We did the C-commerce, the conversation commerce that Alex just talk about. And we use the MessageBird to combine all the chat messaging, like Line, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, WeChat, Instagram, anything we combine in one place for the agent. And we use the AI chatbot. MessageBird can do the flow builder, can do language detection, daytime detection, sentiment analysis, and knowledge base, something like that. We implement for the MessageBird and use the agent. We separate agent to 2 parts. Now, normally, all the brand will focus direct to consumer approach. For us, we build a direct to consumer and to nurse approach. Because the healthcare need to talk more detail with nurse before their decision to buy something. That's why we have to use our nurse to contact with the patient and answer all the questions and make done with sale able to cross sell นะครับ and currently we already deploy chat with nurse 30 clinic currently นะครับ in Bumrungrad we have more than 60 clinic we have expertise for each of the organ each of the condition treatment นะครับ and we already deploy to the nurse already นะครับ for 30 clinic นะครับ next one ครับ
I love this slide, Wisu, because it really shows how the world has changed now, right? If you actually want to talk to the expert, right?
Yeah.
You can do that, right?
Yes,
and I think and you know, and it's technology that really facilitates this. So this is a fantastic customer journey. I think all industries can really benefit from this.
And I have to thank you and thank Alex also นะครับ MessageBird is very powerful tools นะครับ that can make us easier and seamless to work in the hospital นะครับ for the operation part.
Thank you, Kap.
Okay, the fourth one นะครับ is about new normal going to hospital. We have to think about, people don't want to come to hospital, right? But if they need to come, how to reduce the time to come to hospital and how to reduce the registration or waiting for the doctor or waiting to the cashier, something like that. That's why we re-engineer everything นะฮะ we think about, okay, what about registration at home นะครับ and you will have the ID card นะครับ after that when you want to do something you can purchase before in our online store นะครับ it's already combine all the doctor fee or the thing in the voucher. After that they will get the voucher in the application. They just bring this application to show to the hospital, and after they scan they can got the treatment, see the doctor and go back home right away. No need to go to the cashier anymore นะครับ This one become the new normal นะครับ Currently a lot of customer use us right now, more than 60,000 people นะครับ to use for this year นะครับ Next one ครับ
And in the future, maybe we'll use our face and facial recognition, right?
Yeah, sure ครับ Currently actually we have for the security for the in terms of the vaccination record, minority or the clinical part, you can scan your face to log in.
Wow, cool. Okay.
The next one ครับ Okay, like I told you นะครับ we have more than 60 clinic. Currently we already have the package more than 423 package for each of the clinic for the people to select before they come to hospital นะครับ It means that if they buy this one when they travel to the hospital or something, they can buy first and get the voucher and come with the very fast and go back home นะครับ The next one ครับ Okay, this one the sixth one นะครับ new normal to seeing doctor นะครับ we did the at home service and at hospital service นะครับ and we also have the telehealth นะครับ project นะครับ like you can make appointment นะครับ you can pay deposit for the doctor and you can consult the doctor. After that, if the doctor want to give you the medicine, right, we can delivery to your home as well นะครับ
Got it. Exciting. Yeah, this is very, very, I think, new normal because people don't want to go to hospital. Maybe they're scared to go to the hospital.
Yeah, like that.
Some people. So you give them another option. Yeah.
Okay, this one is the new one นะครับ that actually we got the award for this นะครับ and this is the Asia first that we implement for the hospital as well นะครับ we transform because we know that people don't want to see each other, right? It means that when they visit some patient, what about we transform the flower or the thing that you're gonna bring to the patient to be the gift card, the digital gift card นะครับ If you give digital gift card, you can give via messaging นะครับ via line via anything that you want to send it out นะครับ and this voucher patient still can use to be for the treatment at the hospital as well ครับ It's good for the people who give and it's great for the people who use as well นะครับ This is the new normal of the visiting patient.
Because before it's just flowers, but flowers so boring, right? Now you can give many things, right?
Yeah, you can use the same pricing of the flower to transform to be the digital gift card นะครับ
Yeah, cool.
Like that นะครับ and this one is the new normal of the recording the vaccine because we have the COVID, right? That's why we need to know when we already have the COVID vaccine, when we already check the first one, the second one, the third one, something like that. It's like a passport นะครับ We already transform the paper to be the application as well นะครับ and also you can have the Moderna vaccine and you can have like a vaccine as a gift you can give to anyone and also you can give vaccine for the monk like a formulary นะครับ we also did the implement with the new concept of the vaccine as well ครับ
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I think that's your last slide we shoot. So thank you so much for sharing this. It's just quite impressive. And I imagine a lot of work for you to implement all this. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to move on to DirectAsia now. So again, trying to put it out to you, Kunvut, and in light of the new technologies that we have, the change in consumer behavior that we have, the new demands that customers have. Why don't you just talk us through some of sort of your key initiatives around how you can better serve the customer?
Yeah, thank you, Russ. You guys don't see me because Russ didn't allow me to switch on my video. Anyway, all is good. I think on this particular slide, right, I just want to tap on the keyword is customer convenience. Yeah. So technically, the whole idea was actually begin where we really think about our business, how can we actually sell more, but if we actually switch around, it's not about us, it's not about my business, it's about the customer, right? So it's all about customer convenience, right? So if they want to get quote, yeah, classic, come into the website. If they want to drop just name and contact, yeah, or if they want to chat with us, I think we kind of offer like track 1, track 2, and track 3, yeah. And while we are actually having this conversation, I saw one of the question being, did chat commerce or conversational actually increase return customer? I'm not sure if that to me or to Alex or Kun Tua, Kun Visut, yeah, but from my side, whoever want to chat with us, the conversions actually double of those who actually just drop us the name and contact, because that simply means they got a higher intent to buy. Yeah. So of course, everyone doing chat commerce, chatbot. Yeah. So this is something that allow us to actually tap into the customer convenience when they have the appetite to buy. Yeah. So on that end is mainly on the communication and convenience. Yeah. The second element being the product side. Yeah. Which is, if I buy the same make, model, year of the car of those who drive really bad, do I need to pay the same price? And if you go into the market, yeah, it's a classic insurance. So technically, yes. By coming to our DirectAsia, yeah, we ask some of the key questions. We calculate your risk profile. So each of the visitor or customer, potential customer that come into the website get a different price. Yeah. So Kun Ras, very good driver, maybe 8,000. Wood, bad driver, 25,000. So if you know that you are a good driver, you behave well, you drink and you take Grab or you take taxi home, fine. But drunk drive, sharp turn, 0 to 100 in 3 seconds and 100 to 0 also in 3 seconds, that will be getting another premium. So that is on from the mass product to like customized product. The third element is on the claim side. Yeah.
Vut, do you mind if I just one more question just to follow up on this?
Yeah.
Because we know that to be able to properly customize a policy for a customer, you need to have accurate information, right? Maybe some people can lie. Okay. Yeah. So, smart cars are kind of the future, right? And in smart cars, you'll have, Internet of Things where you can actually
you name it,
and all of that.
Yeah.
So and I know that's a little bit off in the horizon, but where do you see that, and when do you see that, being able to help better customized premiums for customers?
Yeah, I would say that those are actually available. Yeah, from outside, we launched one product 2 years ago. Yeah, it didn't really popular because the moment the customer know that if they click accept, that's simply we track. Yeah, so all the guy actually not interested.
Privacy issue. Right?
Yeah, the privacy issue. Yeah.
Okay.
We track, we know where you are, but in the later, joke aside, the technology getting better, so we don't know where you are, or we just know how you drive. Yeah, so I think that is something that many insurance company, and the technology is already available, right? I think in the next couple of months time, I think that would be something that you see a lot of people actually offer in the market, including us, I would say. But it's not where you are again, just your privacy is still there, but just how many miles that you actually burn, in 1 week, 1 month, etc. So I see that product become popular, because people actually working hybrid from home and from office, but not to track the behavior or where location is, So I think that's, thanks for the question anyway,
Okay.
And the third pillar is we talk about, when people buy a motor insurance product, they're crazy about asking the question like, how many garage coverage do you have? If you have 10,000, it's good. If you have 3,000, it's bad. Think about Thailand. Thailand is not big. From Bangkok to Chiang Mai is like 700 kilometers. From Bangkok to let's say Hat Yai is another 700 kilometers, if I'm not wrong. So technically, you don't need 10,000 garage. It's the same thing. You have 10,000 friends on Facebook. But when you have issue, who would you turn to? 10,000? No, maybe 1 or 2, right? So technically, it's not about how many garage do you have. But then if you have issue and your car can hit the garage in like 15 minutes, that's great. So whenever the customer come into our platform, either they talk to human or they transact through the system, we will relocate the customer to the nearest garage, either near their home or near their office, because people have the tendency of driving from home to office or office home. That is something that we kind of twist around. Or worst come to worst, for the easy claim process, you just park your car wherever you are. We pick the car, we fix the car, we return it. But that again got impacted by COVID, because during the COVID, I don't want anyone to drive my car. But the service is already available. And the whole concept is driving around customer convenience. It's not about us. It's not about me, what I want to do. It's about what the customer wants. And we kind of tailor-made all the product and services around the customer. Yeah,
great. And I can see on this slide, you have the full end-to-end customer journey. And this is what I really recommend, a lot of the attendees on this call today, you're really trying to learn about, how do you design and use the technology in a way that makes life easier for your customer, right? That's the key.
Exactly.
To all of this. So you can see the way Voot has put together kind of like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is a great exercise. And then you can look at how can we use technology, whether it's, mobile chat, the mobile phone at the center of everything, whether you need an app or whether you can build something within a chat bot like Line or Facebook to help you just facilitate these things. But step 1 is really mapping out the entire customer journey, and that'll get you, lay the blueprint for your digital transformation. So great. So listen, we're at 51 minutes so far. So we got about 9 minutes left for Q&A. So I'm just going to jump over, and I know there were a few questions that we had here. Let me see. Okay. Okay. One was answered already. Gautam, do direct conversational channels also drive up returning customer service? Okay. So the question was, do direct conversational channels, such as Line and, WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, so people will be asking you questions. Does it help drive returning customer service? So, once they get comfortable in communicating with you that way, will they then repeat that? So I don't know, your experience, maybe to Wisut and Voot, I mean, have you seen, from a service perspective, are people starting to, whether it's making claims or starting claims, will they use chat platforms to do that? Are you seeing that as a trend?
You want me answer first, right? Okay. Russ?
Yeah,
for the healthcare นะครับ currently we have many kind of the channel to answer the contact with the patient or the customer, right? But perception of the customer is different in different channel นะครับ like if they use the email, they hope it's going to answer about 24 hours. If they use the chat, they hope it's going to answer in 1 hour. 1 hour and 1 day, something like that, right? It depends on the situation, right?
Right.
Okay. But the way how fast you can reply back to them, that one gonna make more engagement for them because they feel that its channel is really answer real fast นะครับ and they will use that one again and repeat again like that นะครับ
And that's where, I guess, bringing in the the automated bots that can reply right away in a natural way.
Yeah.
That's where you can have an advantage to reply quickly, right?
Yes, it's like that.
Okay. And Voot, on your side, I mean, for service side, I mean, I imagine a lot of the claims are made through phone, right? They call in. Are you seeing, any people start to make claims through, the website or through the chat apps? I mean, is that something that you're starting to see?
I think the trend of chat has been going up like crazy, yeah. And I think if I may, those who actually chat with us convert higher than 100% higher than those who actually just drop name and contact, yeah. Going back to Kun Wisut again, that whoever come in, we need to be spontaneous, yeah. And to your point, Russ, if the customer, if our bot is really smart and trigger all the keyword and tackle all the question intellectually, it's good. But if our bot is not well trained, better have someone standing by, yeah, because once you lose the customer, it's really tricky, yeah. And the time, the response time is become really critical, yeah. Because during the morning prime time, I think within like 5 or 10 minutes would be great, if the customer can talk to the warm body or the bot, really smart bot, yeah. The late night, I think the customer can really drop inquiry. I think it's kind of okay because for the insurance, model insurance is not impulse kind of product, yeah. Even like we are slow for like 6 hours from midnight, if you contact them like 8 in the morning, it's good. But for the healthcare, maybe not, I got allergy now, I need to fix it now, we can let them wait 30 minutes. Wait 30 minutes can be like live or death, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think there's two other questions. So Kuntiti Time, she's asking, regarding the chat platform for the patients in Bumrungrad, how do you address in terms of patient information security? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, Kun Wisut, maybe you can take this one.
ครับ okay. For normally when we chat with the patient, right, we not answer any privacy data นะครับ in the chat นะครับ we just answer the general inquiry, just ask the normal question for that part. But if they want more security part, we need to have the security question to confirm with them นะครับ like we have like a date of birth, we have like a name, last name, and all the thing ครับ to verify that that patient gonna ask นะครับ. But we not use the public channel to send all the data or send anything to them นะครับ we have to specifically send to the email or another part that it can make sure is privacy นะครับ In the future we can have our app นะครับ because our app log in with the patient and we can also send all the security question นะครับ to the application ครับ
Got it. I think one other thing, so this is your chat widget, but
Yeah.
you also in the beginning you put a consent question.
Yes,
So
ครับ
please
for
note
the PDPA GDPR part ครับผม
exactly. So please note by continuing you agree to the terms and policies. So to answer your question, time, that's one way that you can protect yourself from a consent perspective. Yeah. Okay. One more question was from Tirapol from Bumrungrad. Okay, we see you know him. He's asking for instructions on how to implement MessageBird with Google Ads and Google My Business. So we've actually, Alex has already responded to him with some links. So Tirapol has already said thank you. Okay, thanks Alex for handling that one. Cool, and I think that was maybe the last question. Oh no, there's 3 additional ones. Gautam. Thank you very much. If the patient insurance, but they must pay in advance, how can they claim? If UX UI on the e-commerce site was done more effectively, does it reduce the chat or customers prefer chat anyway? Okay, so here's a good question. So their hypothesis is that if you have a really good UX UI on your site, your website, then maybe you don't need to have chatbot. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I can put this back to you again. You know, because I know Bumrungrad, you're always upgrading your UI, and you're always upgrading your chat. So you know, how do do you see them working together, or is the goal to make the website and or app? Because you have to remember as well, it's not just website, it's also the app. So like, how do you balance these 2 things?
I think like this ครับ for the UX UI it can help reduce some part นะครับ but it depend on the question that you have. If you ask something that is not related to the UX UI, it's about the question about the healthcare or the treatment part for the healthcare นะครับ that one UX UI cannot help ครับ we need the people that's why we need to link to the nurse to be the expert to answer นะครับ for the option that if customer cannot self-service by themselves นะครับ
Got it. Yeah, so I think sort of to answer your question, Gautam, it's a website may only be able to get you so much information, right? At the end of the day, you may want to talk to someone live, and you may want to talk to the subject matter expert, right? Because the call center team may not know the answer. So I think it's really a combination of a good website, good UI, but also giving them the option to talk with someone. That's what the consumer expects today.
And you have to think like this as well ครับ for the contact center they can work 24/7 right? But nurse they can work only work time, right? That's why we need to have the chatbot that able to reload the time on that customer attend นะครับ that this one can go to the nurse, this one can go to the contact center, or which one they can answer by themselves, something like that นะครับ we need to have the smart intelligent chatbot, the AI to analyze for this part ครับ
Got it. Okay. All right. I think those are all the questions. Did another question come in? Hold on, let me see. Nope, those are the 3 and they've been answered. Good. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that concludes the Q&A. So I think we are now at our 1 hour mark. I'm just going to try to get everyone's video back on, so we can all say a good goodbye. And then let me just stop sharing my screen as well. So good. So we got everyone here now. So this concludes our latest installment in the AIQ Education Series. Thank you so much, MessageBird, for sponsoring. Thank you again, participants, attendees, Kumwisut, Alex, Kunvut, and Kushal. Thank you all very much. I'm just looking at the number of participants. We had close to 100 participants. So really, really glad that we had a great turnout. And thank you all participants as well. You have our information. Any questions that you may have, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, Kakumana Cup and Sawadee Cup. Thank you all. Thank you all, everyone. Thanks, Alex. Okay, good show. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And yeah, thanks again. Take care, guys.